Okay, are you ready? This is exciting. Let's start with them. Let's start with this. Okay, let's talk about where they're coming from. Okay, now what did I say? Or I'm going to repeat myself. The rest of the zodiac does not handle the Sun-Neptune transit very well. Okay, because the sun, which represents our ego, represents our feeling and our identity of self. All these things that we put into a box. This is who I am. My name is this. I came from here. These are my parents. This was my schooling. This is when I moved. This is my job. This is my car, my apartment, right? This is the kind of music I like. All of these things make up this identity. And once a year, when Sun connects with Neptune, those things become unimportant. And when someone's not aware of the astrological transit, see, the astrology transits, it's not because the Sun connects with Neptune. Like, the Sun is connecting with Neptune because that is what life is needing. That's how life unfolds, right? We are as affected by life as the transits, and the transits just give us an idea of what we're all going through. Even the planets themselves, all the way down to our own individual atoms and molecules that make up the inside of our body, right? All this space is all going through the same thing. And yet we are fortunate enough to have these planets that we can look to and project a little bit into the future and say, oh, great, okay, so now I know. But not everyone pays attention to astrology, not everyone knows. So when a transit like this happens and this identity comes into question and all this stuff that they thought was important suddenly becomes unimportant, and they start questioning their goals and they start questioning who they are and well, they freak out. Yeah, they freak out. Because their ivory tower comes crashing down. Well, they're like I said, they're drowning. And they're trying to shape and to formulate and control their world. I think this person has been watching you for a long time. From the sidelines, social media, through the grapevine, gossip, whatever. They've been watching you, and whenever your name comes up in a conversation, their ears perk up and there's a little bit of excitement there. And I think that they long to talk to you, and they've been longing to talk to you for a while. So when they're tower momenting, right, when they are experiencing the shakedown, they look to you because they see you as this amazing goddess energy, again, male or female. The goddess and the feminine energy very much at play for you now because the masculine is kind of getting swallowed up a little bit. So you are taking on the only one in the zodiac that's really in control, hopefully. Now, you may again fall into this whole Seven of Cups thing, and that's fine, just so long as you recognize it and you acknowledge, okay, I'm Seven of Cupping right now, I'm getting lost, I'm getting confused, and then you can hopefully consciously bring yourself back down to the reality. I think this person has big dreams, I think this person has big ideas, and I think that they have an idea of how this is going to go, but you're going to surprise them because they think they know what you're going to do. They think they know what you're going to say, and you're not going to do or say those things. So it's going to ivory tower them even more. Again, it's not a game. It's not manipulation. It's allowing things to unfold naturally and organically without any desire to control or manipulate the situation. Their offer is lacking. It's lacking. Excuse me. Excuse me. Their offer is coming up short. And I'm wondering if it's even a little bit insulting Don't get offended. Don't get insulted. Just accept it for what it is. There's almost this feeling like it's almost laughable. Like, that's what you're bringing to the table? Really? Really? That? 5 of coins? Please. An empress? Please. Like I said, she eats the 5 of coins for breakfast. Like, come on. It's not even realistic. It's like nothing. It's nothing. The whole thing is nothing. And so you are really in control here. Because you're in control. Because you're sitting in that authentic power of yours. Your soul, which is a witness, the watcher, is watching. So you're not in your ego. You're not in your personality, really. Which gives you so much more to work with. Because you're not reactive. And you're not going to pounce on anything. Queen of Wands doesn't pounce. She strategizes, she thinks, she considers, and she only exerts energy when it's worth it. So, 7 of Cups. What did I say? It's kind of, see, like when you're feeling of 7 of Cups, just go have fun. Like, don't dwell in the possibility or don't dwell in what could happen. Go to work and hang out with your friends. Do the things you love to do. Be creative. Go listen to music. Go do this. Go do that. Keep yourself busy. Like, not in a avoidance kind of way, but because you're freaking living your life kind of way. This cannot disturb you. This cannot disrupt you. This person's tower will not manipulate your path. This is an honor, Pisces, because the tendency for Piscean energy, no matter what planet you've got in there, because of the archetype, and there's that lack of boundaries with Pisces archetypes. There's the self-sacrifice. There's always being there, always giving. It's such a Piscean, Neptunian, Jupiterian thing. Always giving. And to learn how to draw those lines has been, it's a theme for your life. It is. That's why you came in with Piscean energy, because you've needed to learn those specific things. You've needed to learn that everyone's spiritual progress is different and there's no judgment against anyone. So all this understanding is kind of coming to a head here. And I think because Venus connected with Saturn and Pluto recently, and as she makes her way into a Saturn-ruled sign, right, and a Uranus-ruled sign, Aquarius, this month, there's a very substantial shift, and it's happening in your 12th house, right? So there's a substantial shift in how your values and your beliefs play out. Like, you're aligning your head, heart, and your gut and your soul. Like, they're all starting to work together. And you're finally realizing how simple it was this whole time. But now you've really okay, now that you really get it, you really get it. So let's look at the 2 of Wands here. See, when you accept, I think this is totally this person, the masculine energy coming out super hot and heavy. Even if you're a man, you may be dealing with another man, right? So the masculine energy in this whole scenario, it's really topsy-turvy. And they are the ones really trying to control stuff. There is an ego, a very hot ego at play, because they're grasping to their ego. That's why it's so important for you to just accept what they're saying and what they're doing, and to really make no judgment about it whatsoever. The more and more, I feel like my God, I'm reminded of this time when I had broken up with my ex-boyfriend. He was like a nightmare. And I remember like we had to close out my business, and I went to the office one last time. Like the whole office was completely empty, but there was like some electronic stuff that I had to pick up, and everything that I bought. And I remember he started like begging me to take him back, and he was so erratic and he was so desperate that I actually started laughing. Like I started laughing in his face because he was so ridiculous. And then he got so irate with me and told me how much he hated me because I was laughing at him. So he goes from I love you, I can't stand to be without you, to like I hate you, get out of my life, in like, just the matter of, and I watched him talk for like an hour, going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I kind of am getting that vibe. I don't know. That was just, sorry, personal story, not trying to project my stuff onto you. That was like forever ago. But it's kind of like that whole thing. Like you're watching them do this and you're just like, I don't, like I have, like, there's nothing I can do right now. Like I can't help you. And it's kind of funny. It's funny that they brought this to the table. It's funny that they're so like obviously affected by the transits, and you really just an observer with this whole thing. 8 of Wands. See, this is kind of, it's a mixed bag of emotion. Like I said, it's almost like you're finally getting everything you wanted, or everything you wanted them to say. But it's like it's too late. And there is that mourning of your past self. There is that mourning of what was, or really what it is like a mourning of the potential goals that you had, or the goals that were full of potential that you had. So it spirals you into a state of contemplation. And I have a feeling this is a beautiful card for you because it represents clarity. And even though we are in your house of rulership, or in your sign, right? You still, too, have an undoing. And your own identity also coming into question. And I think that's where the sadness is. Because it's really starting to click that who you thought you were is not in fact real at all. And this person, because I think you're connecting with the illusionary quality of all of this, like whatever this person is saying or doing, it's so like fake almost. And not that they're being fake, but you're starting to see the non-reality of it. It's like when you hear the door slam and you turn around to yell at the person who slammed the door, and then you realize that it was just the wind, that there was no one there at all. Because when someone operates purely from ego, it's not real. It's an extraordinarily filtered version of who they are. And I think you realize how filtered you were. And you realize that you were wearing rose-colored glasses the whole time. Or you realize that your idea of stuff was just an idea that you clung to. Very liberating. Let them pelt you. Right? Let them come to you. Let them say the things. Let them do the things. Because it has nothing to do with where it goes, or it has everything to do with your own liberation. The untethering of your own soul. And you'll like be shocked as to how spiritually mature you've really become. Like you're going to surprise yourself. Be like, whoa, Like, I didn't know I was sitting at like a Buddha level, man. Like, I didn't know I was a Buddha. That's what's happening. You're becoming more enlightened. So as we get the Six of Cups, the gift, graciously accept the gift. Period. Graciously accept the gift. It is the adjustment that is being made, right? It is the scales that are balancing. Grounded, earth, earth, earth. Earth. Mars and Taurus doing you so many freaking favors. There are new beginnings that come from this, but not the kind of new beginnings that you think. Accept, because at some point you will need to receive. Accept the flow. Accept that the scales in this card that the man is holding are the same as the scales here. This is merely the adjustment that needs to be made. Oh, Three of Coins. Again, mixed bag of emotion. It is mixed. There may be some tears. There may be some sadness. Please allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to feel the change just washing over you. Okay? Really important that you don't suppress anything. Please emote. Okay? Allow the loss. Allow the disappointment. And allow the release of hope and hopelessness. Right? The grand philosophies, Buddhism, Tantra, yoga, to live off the scale of duality. Now, that's very difficult to do. As much as I would like to say I've mastered that, I have not. So if you're going to err on one side of the other, right? Hope is better, but also hope is clinging. You need to understand when you are clinging to an idea. This month is going to be a great teacher of acceptance of possibility and openness, and if nothing happens, to accept that too. A great teacher. See, this Five of Cups, same as the Five of Cups here. The minute you start emotionally detaching, which is what happens here, right? As he walks away into the nighttime, as he walks away into the darkness, he is emotionally detaching from the things that are comfortable. For whatever reason, this person has a comfort, because like I said in the very, very beginning of the general reading, their presence in your life is substantive. They've been around for a long time. You've known them for a while. And so like many of you, like, you know exactly who I'm talking about. You let the Page of Cups come in. You let the Page of Swords come in. But see, the Wheel of Fortune is turning over. And I think you are starting to feel the shift of energy and the shift of good karma coming to you. Or the break away from karma altogether, depending on how spiritually advanced you are. Wheel of Fortune can very often be a break from karma. Right? That's the goal, really, is to stop accruing karma. Because when you stop accruing karma, you advance. You don't have to come back anymore. I love this life, but seriously? These emotions, man. It's too much sometimes. And so the Wheel of Fortune is telling you that when you release and when you don't cling, not only, again, same thing, being in your power, being in your whole seat of all this and being really in control and realizing that whatever this whole thing is, it really has nothing to do with why you're here, you know, other than to learn. Like, this person is a teacher, plain and simple. It's not a soulmate. You don't have to be, you know, I mean, it is a soulmate, but it's not like a forever and always. Like, okay, can I use the word twin flame, even though I have kind of a hard time with that word, but, or those, that Is that one word or two words? I don't even know. Twin flame kind of connection, you know. Yes, I get it. There's intensity. But see, this is a card of Gemini. And it's funny because the Mercury retrograde, Mercury being the ruler of Gemini, and also Mars in Taurus in the third house, house of Gemini, there's a little bit of Gemini energy going on for you. Mercurial, thought-based, logical thought happening. And in a way, that's going to be really important for you. It is a masculine energy. Thought itself is a masculine thing. And it will be through the power of the mind and the power of rationale that you step into this seat of control. See, because I think you see there's such a mask with this person. What did I say? Your mind is your own enemy this month. And this is an opportunity for you to really break the cycle. Because in the past, I suspect that you bore the burden of this whole thing. And I don't want you to feel like you have to bear the burden anymore. I think you know what's behind this Emperor facade, King of Wands reversed, King of Cups reversed. You know what's behind there. You all already have experienced it. Maybe this person even already hurt you a little bit. Which is why this feeling of being so over it is coming out. Because that's what like you are. Like you're so over it. Am I right? Like I am. And it's just like, oh, a feeling of just oppression that comes over you when this happens. But it's that feeling that sets you free too. So it is a big month. It's an important month. It's important for you to have experiences like that so you can really see how far you've come. So you can really see like, okay, good things really are coming. And so that you can really understand how karma works intrinsically. So you take your hands off the wheel, let life do all the dirty work for you. Okay? All right. I'm going to leave you with that, you guys. Thank you so much for everything. You guys really mean so much to me. I wish you nothing but the best. Happy birthday. Take care. Bye-bye.